Morning, everybody. I know it's kind of early. I think Gab is probably still live right now, but these are thoughts from a 92. I put question mark because I'm still trying to determine if I am a 92. So this goes to BGS and Kevin Samuels. It's by Kevin Samuels. Go check out their channels. I'm learning a lot, and I find myself learning more from the men on YouTube, the women as well, but I wouldn't say I'm learning more from the men. I'm just learning different things from the men on YouTube. So that's a really good thing. And another thing is that the things that I'm learning from the men on YouTube kind of lines up with things that I've learned from my dad, which makes sense, you know. And the main man in my life. So, because a lot of things I tell him, he's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's appropriate. Yeah." So, good morning to everybody coming in. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm trying to get through this traffic, you know. But I just feel like there are a lot of things that a 92 octane woman thinks about that other women may not think about or may not. And I'm not saying that to degrade anybody or denigrate anyone. It's just that I noticed that I have friends who are 92s. I have friends who are 87s, 85s even. Well, I've had a few that were 85s, but we think a little differently about things. I have a friend, for instance, who is I don't have any friends that are hundreds, I don't think. No, because I would know that straight off, and I would be like trying to get where she's at, and I feel okay where I am. But as far as my friend who's an 85 back home, you know, she has a tendency to claim what she does not practice. You know, we call it stunting. You know, perpetrating, stunting. And when you stunt, sometimes, like this dumbass right here, when you stunt, sometimes you get hurt big time. And you don't even have the know-how, or you don't have the knowledge to just say, okay, let me try and better myself. You want to criticize other people without recognizing a lot of your flaws and a lot of your issues that you haven't come to terms with yet. As an 85, I wouldn't say she's simple-minded, but her behavior indicates that she may be thinking on a certain level that does not align with the way I think about things. I hope that's making sense. You know, I remember we were talking about, like, just last night. I'm talking about in my real life. Me and Jason were saying, you know, we didn't think about when we want to go back to Vegas. Like, okay, we're planning out where we're gonna go, what we're gonna do, where we're gonna stay. Cause I ain't staying in no raggedy ass hotel. We already did that once, made that mistake. Not doing that again. So I was like, I gotta stay on the strip. I'm sorry. Like, I if you've been to Vegas, you already know. I have to stay on the strip. I have to be in a certain level of hotel. I can't do 3-star hotels no more. I just can't. I have to do, or I shouldn't say can't. I won't do 3-star hotels anymore like that. It needs to be 4 or 5, you know, like, that's just me. Because I figure, like, hell, I'm in a hotel to be serviced. I'm not here to do all this shit on my own. You know, this is a vacation, damn it. Vacation, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to, I ain't doing Holiday Inn Express and nah. So we were looking at like, you know, we ain't going to no like Bellagio or nothing, but you know, the Palazzo or SLS or what's the other one? Hard Rock, Cromwell, you know, stuff like that, because we wanted to make sure it's like all inclusive. Like, you don't really need, you don't have to leave the hotel if you don't really want to. That was the main point. So for me at least, and he was like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, you don't want to be comfortable and everything. I was like, yeah. So but my friend 85, she's like, why you can't just why you can't just do Airbnb? I was like, Airbnb, girl, the hell? I didn't have to do no Airbnb. You tripping? You are tripping for real. But no, it's a vacation. You're supposed to be, you know, relaxed and everything. You're not supposed to be stressed out and shit. So she was just not. She's not really on, you know, that area of thinking. Like, she's not thinking in that way. She's thinking, well, at least y'all got somewhere to go. And I'm like, okay. And you can't just say, well, because I know a lot of people probably be like, well, she could just get her money up and she'll be okay. No, it's not about that. It's about the mindset. Because a person who's an 85 can get their mindset right, especially a woman. I mean, get their money right, but the mindset is still there. It doesn't matter where you go, how much money you make. You're still there. There you are, you know, based on how you're raised, based on experiences you have, based on experiments that you've conducted in your life, and we already know about them. You know, everybody got those. Your track record, people that you hang out with, that you choose to spend your time with, all that makes a difference. You know, and you have to remember, like, a vacation, unless you're going there for business, it's not a vacation at that point. You know, it's a business trip. But you have to remember, on a vacation, there's not much you're going to get out of that in return. It's not a return on investment type situation. You're going for fun, you're going for pleasure and an experience. If you go with certain people, there's an opportunity to do different things, you know, make connections, increase your network, you know, expand your horizons and increase your network. There's a potential to make more money. There's a potential to communicate with other people on a higher level than you, or in different areas than you. So we're going at a certain time. I'm very strategic about when I choose to go on vacation. I have like hundreds of hours of vacation, and I have to use it, you know, by a certain time. But that shows that I don't go on vacation that much. But when I do go, I'm strategic. I want to choose a time where there are a lot of conferences going on. Last year I went when there was some kind of technology conference going on. I wasn't able to attend, but my friend was there. One of my friends from Atlanta was there, and it was a private event. So I couldn't go because it was private. She went. She and her husband gave me all the information and business cards and everything. So that was cool. I appreciate her for doing that for me, because that was my way in, you know, on the sly. And then, you know, hey everybody. And then I had, so this year there's a conference that's going on. There's one for tech, and one of the specific sessions they're having one of the days. Lady, if you don't go, get your ass on. Is on aviation. So that's interesting to him, and he wants to do that. Like, okay. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to say that, you know, 92 is like better than 85 or 87 or 89 or anything like that. It's just, we just think differently. So planning a vacation around a time where you have the ability to go. Like, we always have the ability, I always have the ability to go on vacation. That's not the point. The point is, I want to make sure I'm going to be around people who will empower me, you know, where we can share ideas back and forth. You know, we get something out of it, even if it's just a couple of hours during the vacation, and we spend the rest of the time, you know, doing whatever. That to me is more fulfilling than just going on vacation and just having fun. Like, yeah, there are people that go, you know, are there people that go on vacation just to have fun? Like, absolutely just to have fun? Yeah, of course. Do I go on vacations just to have fun? Yeah, but if I can get something out of this and see this as somewhat as an investment, and use my time wisely while I'm there, why not? You know, why would you not want to do that? So that's what I mean by 92 thinking somewhat differently than an 85 or 87 or 89. Perhaps when it comes to, you know, one simple thing like a vacation or something. And like I said earlier, okay, people trying to call me while I'm doing this thing. Get out of here. So I'm not talking down to anyone who's a 85, 87, 89. I'm still trying to determine if I'm a 92 because I don't know. But I know from, aside from the 92 thing, you know, we tend to think a little differently. And it could have a lot to do with the way I was raised. It could have a lot to do with my profession, people that I associate with in my non-professional life, you know, my social life, where we go, things that we do for fun, things that we do just, you know, just because. So all of that makes a difference. And I think that it's important for us as Black people to recognize that. And other thoughts I had is that, you know, if you're 85 aspiring to be like an 87, 89, 92, you have to start where you are. You can't pose and pretend and stunt and pretend that you are one thing when you're not that thing, because you will not be successful. You will not find what you're looking for. First of all, whatever you're looking for, you know, that, I don't know how you're going to figure that out without doing the work. Like, you have to do the work. And if doing the work is getting a degree, if doing the work is making more money, then you have to do that shit. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm gonna just attach myself to this guy and hopefully, you know, hope for the best. Like, no, now you're hoping on the seat of your pants, and that never works. Well, that rarely works. If you're, and I can say this with confidence because I have friends that have come to me like, you know, what do I need to do to, you know, be able to do this and do that? Like, you need to get your money up. What is it that you're interested in? What is it that you want to do? And I noticed that people who are like, or women that are like 85, 87s, 89, sometimes they have like broad ideas and goals and all these aspirations for things. Who in the hell is this calling me? Like, I don't even know you, dog. But, you know, they have, sorry, y'all. They have these broad aspirations of things that they want to do, but there's no plan that is concrete that you can write down. It's just like, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Okay, how are you going to do that? Like, how? And when it comes to the mechanism and the method of how you're doing it, it's not that clear. And that's sometimes a problem too. And I'm not saying that me, as, you know, in my field, in my profession, that might help me to plan better, but not necessarily, because you know, you can have, like Charles says, you can have paralysis by analysis. And that sometimes happens to me, where I'm just like, I don't know what to choose. I'm just like, and then I'll just give up and be like, whatever, I'll just go. And I end up making the wrong decision. So having somebody with me who, you know, he tells me like, hey, we should do this, we should do that. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know, we go with that, his idea. And a lot of times it comes out right, you know, whatever he decided for us, and that's cool. because I can trust that he makes the right decision. But if you're just saying, well, I want to do X, Y, Z, and I'm just gonna, hope for the best, you'll be hoping for the best forever. Like, you'll never get there. It will never work out for you. So hope and dreams and all the other stuff, it's cool to, fantasize about stuff, but it's also important to put the work in and to be consistent. So when we were talking to, who was that we were talking to? Ja, I think, on BGS's channel the other day, that was one thing. Like, he needed to get himself together of what he wanted to do. Become more centered, become more like positive thinking, not global thinking. You have to think positively before you can think globally, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but this is just how I see it. When you start thinking positively in a small increments, those small increments build up to something bigger. But when you start thinking globally, like, we're gonna, like, see, Boogie said he got more groups than the 90s. I about died. But yeah, that he was right. You got all these groups and stuff you want to do. Just start with something small. Start communicating with small groups of people, doing the meetups. That's helpful, because that's how you can meet people. You can start to practice your communication skills more, and that's helpful. But let me stop. I'm gonna go back up. So the title is thoughts from a 92 question mark. Like, because I don't know if there are a lot of, and Kevin mentioned this, like, maybe I should do a hangout. Maybe I will. I've been very busy traveling lately, and so I'm very tired. Just run down. I think I'm going to take a day off this week because I can't. It's like I feel myself, you know how you feel yourself getting a little bit sick, but you're not sick all the way. You ain't sick as hell, but you're kind of sick. That's how I feel. Like there are times where I've been just sick as hell, and I'm just like just dying, about to die or something. I'm not there yet, but a little sick. I'm feeling a little, that feeling. And so I got, if Art Nustel's in here, I got the chlorella. I got the what was the other thing? Spirulina. I haven't gotten that, but Akasha, Soul Alchemy, she was emailing me. We email each other, and she was saying feverfew and is some type of tea she mentioned, I think, to get. And I got the colloidal silver, so I'm doing that. I had like a mix. I also had the apple cider vinegar, lemon, ginger tea, and I call it a wash because it's like you're washing the inside of your body out. So I just add a couple of tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar because I can't have too much of it. It's overwhelming to my body. And I added it to my body wash I made, so that's helping me a little bit. Yes, I have apple cider vinegar in my body wash. Yeah, just and it's fine. You're not gonna burn yourself up. You'll be fine. But yeah, so I'm doing that to try to stay like okay. But I need a day off. I got all these days saved up, and nobody can use it except me, so I'm gonna do that. But good morning, Raining Woman. How you doing? Yes, Raining Woman, you're right. You were saying that at the beginning. Our men have a lot to teach us. That's one thing that I, as a 92, that I can appreciate about men, is that they have a lot to teach us if we just listen. And that's one thing that I have done now more and more, is listening to what he says. And he's like, when he listens to something, because he listens to y'all videos, he be cracking up, but he listens, and he was like, man, these dudes smart, they know what's going on. And he's like, the ladies are really smart too. He likes a few of the female YouTubers on here a little too much, I think, but that's just my opinion. But I'm not saying like that, but he likes a lot of the ladies on here. He's like, oh, okay, ooh, like he's like, oh, she nice, she look good. I'm like, Shut up. So it's like he likes a lot of the ladies, and he likes a lot of things that they say. I'm not gonna say who, but he does like a lot of the female YouTubers on here that talk like they got some goddamn sense. I'll say that. Good morning, Craig J. How you doing? Curlin. Hey, Curlin M. What's good? Um. Oh, it's no problem, Raining Woman. Incognito. Good morning, Julius Minor. Art Nustle. Good morning. Yeah, your twin is in here. Twyla Muhammad. Hey, good to see you again. Jess BU TV. Good morning. Good morning. Sheep Stay Sleep. What's up, DS1 Ross? What's going on? Torian Rain. You know I gotta pick on you. Sheep Stay Sleep. Good morning, Char Willie or Char Willie. Char Willie. Ben Samuel. Good morning. Oh, 432 hertz. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that was a good frequency. Colloidal silver under the tongue. Okay, I have to try that. Cause they have the liquid one. So I have a dropper. Cause I buy medical supplies for myself at home because I feel like, you know, when you have your survival kit, or because we do live in an earthquake zone. So, I mean, everybody, regardless of where you live, you should have some type of survival kit, some type of bug out bag or something in your car or in your house or whatever. So in there, I have a box with the medical supplies in there, syringes. I have the droppers. I have gloves. I have face masks. I have, you know, different things, goggles in there, you know, 2 pairs of adult goggles in there. Just because, like, I think you need that. Yeah, DS1 Ross. You gotta say it with the hard R, Ross. It's DS1 Ross with the car rants. Coming to you live and direct. What's going on, Starman? Hey, yeah, I think that as a 92, it's very difficult. Out here in LA, it don't really matter because, you know, money is money. And I mean, you do see different classes. I mean, but you can kind of, I guess, go in between different classes. I mean, you have no choice in some places. But, you know, BGS is right when he put up the information about the homes in the area where Nipsey, you know, RIP to Nipsey Hussle, where he was killed. They're like really expensive houses over there. It's like really expensive apartments over there. The apartments are like 15, 1600, 1800. They're not cheap, you know, so that's not a bullshit little neighborhood. That's a expensive neighborhood. And the area around that, you know, the outskirts of where he was killed, like just down the road, just down Slauson. If you go west on Slauson, Art knows, you go west on Slauson, you're gonna hit Culver City. You go past La Cienega and all that, you're gonna hit Culver City, the Westfield Mall. I think it used to be the Fox Hills Mall, but now it's Westfield. All of that's not cheap, you know. And then right over the freeway, you got what, Marina Del Rey and all that. That's not cheap either. So all of these different classes of people are right here, all living together. And my point as a female, you have to recognize that, you know, as a different class, whatever octane you are, because octane to me is the class that you're in. You can increase your class, but you also have to remember that if you started off your life like a teenager, a young person, as like an 87, 85, you know, you'll always have those 87, 85 tendencies. And for me, you know, I was raised in the South, so a lot of you know, it's like a lot of older money, and it's a lot of it's a difference in the way you're brought up there than out here, I guess, or other places. So I didn't see much 85s, 87s until I got older and got outside of my comfort zone, outside of the incubator that I was in. Most of the women like educated, most of the men educated, you know, in my family. So it's like, you know, you already starting off seeing people that are like 89s, 92s, you know, a couple people on my dad's side, they're 100. So and these motherfuckers don't want to lend you no money or nothing. They just like get your own shit, you know. That's how they are. And I'm like, okay, you know, so I get my own. But you know, you see that. So when you see that in your life, And as a young person, you go outside in the world, you see other people. At first, I didn't even know until recently that I knew there's a stratification, but I didn't know how clear the stratification was until watching the show Insecure, until actually seeing that. And out here, it's more in your face. It's more well defined. And I think that that transition from being in the South out here, I see it now more. It's more evident to me. Like having the link, I have the link in the description box. That link is for is from Inner Beauty TV by Nicole Michelle. She sent me that based on our conversation we had on her channel. Shout out to Nicole Michelle. She put that there because she was saying that, you know, are black women the new men? And I was like, wow, because it was, and that link in the description is based on a video that a woman did on Blog Talk years ago, where there was an incident. I think it was in Ohio. The incident was the bus driver was having an altercation with the passenger, and the male bus driver, a black man, had an incident with the female black passenger. She got up in his face and he knocked her the fuck out. Like, she spit on him. She was like cussing him out, you know, saying all this stuff, knocked her out. And that is like, you know, I think that video went viral and everything. What's going on, Rice, aka? How you doing? Muhammad is the one. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, they do. Baldwin Hills does. There's some white people moving there, but I noticed a lot of the white people moving there, from what I heard, a lot of them are renting the homes there in Baldwin Hills and like Windsor Hills area, View Park. There are some white people there. I mean, that's bound to happen because this area, West Hollywood, the area of Santa Monica, and what's the other area before you get to 405? Like UCLA, a lot of the prices are going up. So, you know, white folks, a lot of them are keep either holding their homes and renting, you know, buying homes and renting them out to supplement their income, or they're leaving. So there are more people. I see a lot of black people around areas like West Hollywood and even Mid-Wilshire, of course. Culver City, Sawtell, not too much, but Sawtell is like a lot of Asians and some whites there. But there's still a strong Jewish community over in West Hollywood too, over in this area, Beverly Hills, Doheny Drive area. But yeah, as far as the video goes, people were saying she deserved it. Some people say she didn't deserve it. But my thing is, at the baseline of that whole altercation, because this is not the first time the lady had an altercation. This is not the first time this lady got into a fight or disagreement or a shouting match with somebody who was there, who deserves respect. Because guess what, lady, you on a bus. How you gonna get from point A to point B if they ain't got no bus driver? Like, you gonna cuss the bus driver out? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're an idiot. So now you done forgot you a woman, and then you forgot you can't really fight, because if you could, you wouldn't have been all cut up and everything. Because she was, I think they were saying in the video that she had other altercations and she got knocked out before. I think she lost a tooth or something. It was just crazy stuff. She got shot. I think that's what it was. She got shot and stabbed in a previous altercation. I'm like, you ain't learned your lesson yet. How old are you? You're like 20 something. You know, what kind of person is that? You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's called practicing what you can't back up. Writing a check your ass can't cash. Basically, practice. You know, claiming what you don't practice. You claim you can fight. You claim that you big and bad and all this, and you got knocked the hell out on a bus, and then got up and still tried to fight. Like, come on. That's not. Like, I don't know what kind of behavior that is. I don't want to downgrade anybody or denigrate anybody who is 85, but in my opinion, that's an 85 behavior, or 78 behavior, or whatever the lowest the lowest thing you can think of, like as far as a scale. That's the lowest you can go, because you not only do you not have regard for your life, you don't have regard for other people's lives around you. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And people will say, "Oh, well, she on the bus, so she she ain't doing nothing. No way, she low class anyway. If she on a bus, there's plenty of people that ride buses. You got doctors and stuff that ride, and nurses that ride buses. It ain't about her riding a bus. It's the way you behave while you're on the bus. There are, what was it? Kevin said there are 4 things that are important. He was talking to Ja that day, the other day. What's going on? Underrated Darkness, K Archie. Hey, good morning. I'm trying to see people who came in. Whoop whap. Got the whoop whap. Yeah, the whoop whap, bam bam, like all up in the face. But there are people who are saying, "Oh well, she was, it was okay." Like, I don't care about her being on a bus. There are 4 things that Kevin mentioned. He's like A, B, C, and D: your appearance, your behavior, your communication skills, and lastly is your digital footprint. That woman fucked up in all 4 ways. Okay, her appearance, she looked a mess. You already done been shot, so there's a bullet hole somewhere in your body. There's a bullet wound somewhere in your body, somewhere on your body. Number 2, you've been stabbed up. So, and you've been in fights. You just got knocked the hell out on the bus, so you probably lost a tooth right there. So there's some problems that we're gonna have to deal with. Internal, external, all that. There's some therapy that needs to be had. Clearly, you need therapy. 2, when it comes to B, your behavior, that goes without saying. You're fucked up. Okay, your behavior is messed up. Just, I hope she don't have children, but that's that's the second thing. Behavior, obviously. Number 3, or C, communication. You can't yell at a man and think that he's gonna get you anything. Ladies, if you thinking yelling at a man is gonna get you something, trust me, from personal experience, I tried it. It does not work. It does not work. That's all he gonna hear. And whoop whap bam. That's it. You're done. You're out. Whoop, boom. You're on the floor. So if you do that to the wrong dude, that's what's gonna happen. And that's what happened with her. So communication, fix that shit. Like that was just messed up. The last one was your digital footprint. Now you are on the internet forever. I don't care how much you try to scrub it. It's on the internet forever of you getting knocked the hell out on a bus because you want to be a dumb bitch or dumb lady that day. So you failed across the board. Like I said, A, B, C, and D, you're done. You got an F. And let's go on the way to the F. You got an F that day. For that class, when it comes to being a lady and when it comes to being a productive member of society, you failed across the board. So I can't, as a 92, quote unquote, I'm putting air quotes, as a 92, that is not the way I conduct myself. I don't conduct myself that way out in public or in private to be arguing with somebody. If we have a disagreement out in public, I'm like, okay, we'll handle this at home. We'll handle this later. We'll just, all right, we'll deal with it later. If it's just, funny banter back and forth, or we're just debating about something and it's not getting into like, anything serious, then yeah, we'll just, talk it out, whatever. And that's fine. Oh, kinetic energy. Okay, thank you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for coming. Who is that? Shrapnel is always nice going through a metal detector. Ugh. Stop. K Archie, you killing me. Bullet holes are sexy. I mean, AK scar line is cute. Oh, hell no, girl. I don't want no scar on me like that. No. That's at the low class strip clubs. You go in there, all the bullet holes and stuff, and girl, you sure got a sexy ass bullet scar on your back. Yeah, my boyfriend shot me in the back, girl. Boy, I got this one. Hell no. A U from unsatisfactory. Yeah, like you get a U, you get an F, you get a I for incomplete turnover, incomplete pass. Like, you fucked that up for real. Like, you ain't even trying to be an adult out here in the streets. You can't even get on a bus. So if you can't get on a bus and act like you got sense, I know you can't get in no Uber. And you ain't going with me nowhere. You ain't getting on the party bus with us to go anywhere. Like, no. You're not going with us to Vegas. You're not helping us get in a rental car. You're not getting in the rental car. Because all you're gonna do is bring hot Cheetos and and Fuego Pop or whatever, and you're gonna spill it everywhere because you're gonna try to fight somebody in the back seat. I don't have time. You're not paying for the rental. No. You're not going. You're not going. And then women like wonder, all these stereotypes of us, this isn't right. I'm like, but you have a lot of different, and that was one thing that the lady talked about on this link that I have in my description box. A lot of stereotypes of women, of black women, and I was like, but you look at how the host was saying, you look at how black women were raised. We were not raised to be soft that way, but all of us know a way to act. Ask your grandmothers, ask your aunties, ask your mothers, ask the men in your family, ask men outside of your family how women should act and or just see how women act in other communities. See how, do they act the way a lot of us act? No. Do they act? And I'm not trying to say compare yourself to them, but just look at what they do. Just sit in the grocery store parking lot and look at how they interact with one another. That's free. You can do that for free. Anybody can go to any grocery store, park your ass in the parking lot in your car, turn the damn car off, and just look around and see how people interact with each other and see the difference. That could be an eye-opening experiment for yourself. And just take notes on the shit. And I think like a lot of people were on that video were saying that were calling in. Like one guy, he was like, he wasn't answering her question directly. I think the question was talking about like, how do you justify, or how do you explain a lot of how black women are acting? And he was like, well, I just don't deal with them, like that. I just don't deal with a lot of them because of the way they act and the way they carry themselves. It's just not ladylike. And she was like, well, you're not answering the question. I'm like, he just answered the question. He's telling you, I don't deal with y'all motherfuckers like that. That's what he's saying. He's like, he's basically saying that the situation has gotten that bad in his area, wherever he lives, that he would prefer not to deal with women that look like him. Women that look like his mom, for instance. If that's, I know a lot of women say that. Well, you got your mama black. Well, your mama black. Well, his mama was probably messed up too. His mama was probably messed up. She probably didn't know what's going on. And when you talk about like on the hangout on Saturday, the Coliseum hangout, when they were talking about skin tone, yes, that is true. My mother is not dark skinned, she's brown skinned. My dad is very, very light skinned. So that was a thing there in the other direction. When I'm the daughter of my dad, the first daughter of my dad. I am actually darker than my siblings. They're much lighter than me, taking after him. But my grandmother, I have literally heard her say and heard my mom say things like, I can't, and I don't know if it's because they're in the South or whatever, but it's probably just upbringing, like, and not liking their skin as dark as it is in certain ways. But my mom and my grandma have said it, my grandma more openly than my mom, like, I don't like dark skinned men. I just can't be around dark skinned men. And I was like, by you saying that to a child who's younger and you putting that out there, then wondering why, our preferences are the way they are. You have to, take responsibility for a lot of things that you say to children, especially to children, because they do listen and they do adapt to what you say. I think that's one thing. As far as the women is concerned, men, I don't think they do that as much. My dad was like, I don't really care. I can't help the way I was born. This is just how I was born, whatever. And I was like, okay, that's reasonable. That's logical. But for you to say, I asked my grandma, like, why do you not like dark skinned men? She's like, I don't know. I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I was like, okay, but that's not a reason. That's not a reason. Like that, and you can't say like, that's dumb as hell to your grandma, You can't say that to your grandma and you get knocked the hell out. I probably wouldn't be here. But I took that, internalized that, and I was like, okay, for one, you're being irrational. And if you're being irrational about something that's so simple, then there are other things you're probably being irrational about. That was my conclusion as a kid. Like, if you think that makes sense, then there are other things that you think make sense, which are stupid. And so I think that as women, we have to not all the time be so judgmental of our men. That's one thing. And see, when you get to, I think when you're in a certain class, and this is just my conjecture, but I think when you're in a certain class or octane, judgment is not as valuable. For me, it's like, what the hell am I gonna judge you for? Like, I'm about to go, do XYZ. Like, I don't have time to judge you. I don't even know you like that. Even if I do know you, like, I'm not about to judge you. I'm gonna assess the situation objectively, make a conclusion, and move on. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, I don't like this type of girl. I don't like this type of dude. Blah blah blah. For what? That's for people who ain't got nothing to do. Who got a lot of time on their hands. When you got a lot of time on your hands, yeah, you can sit around and pontificate about bullshit. But when you have a lot of things to do, you don't have time to sit around and talk about that mess. You trying to make money and keep the money you got and get with people who can get you more money, get you in a particular position where you can hold it down. Help pull other people up with you if they're willing to go with you. That's what you're worried about. You're not worried about, like, oh, I don't like him because he's dark skinned. Like, the dude I'm with now, he's dark skinned. Okay. If my grandma, if she has a problem with that, she can say that to me. But normally she'd just be like, like, I should just look. And it does go back to slavery. It does go back to the myth of white womanhood that a lot of black women have. Wanting to be more like Miss Sally than like yourself. Wanting to be accepted by Miss Sally and her children. Because her children will be at some point communicating with your children. And if you're not acceptable to Miss Sally, then your children by default are unacceptable to Miss Sally's children. So that's how I look at it. And, thoughts from me as a 92, I'm still doing air quotes. I'm not going to stop until I have some definitive proof positive that I am a 92. Until that, I'm just going to keep air quoting it. But I think that it's important for, because someone asked me once, they were like, do you think that 92s should stay with 92s, or do you think that it's okay for 92s and like different octanes to communicate? I think it's very important for different octanes to communicate with one another. Like, how are we supposed to build together? How are we supposed to get better together? Like, when you say that a person is a 92, you're not saying they're perfect. Nobody's perfect, and you can't help where you're coming from. The different expectations. A lot of it is the expectations of a person. One main thing I think that forms a person into the different octanes are the expectations of that person when they were little. What type of expectations your parents had for you, your family had for you. If you didn't have any expectations from your family was just like, okay, just get a job, any job, then that shapes how you set goals for yourself. That shapes how you do things in the world, how you move in the world, who you decide to associate with. Like, all of that goes into that. So I'm trying to see what's going on with the chat. Oh, good morning, Naima Buckner. How are you doing? Raining Woman, she said, OMG, you sound like me. I have to, something is up with the maybe it's my notifications on my YouTube or something. But it's like I get notifications, and then it's like the video has been on for like 20 minutes, like the live stream. I'm like, what the hell? So I don't know why. And the time is not right. Something's wrong with the time. Like, it'll say, like, if it's 6:30 and you go live at 6:30, it'll for me, it'll say you went live at 6:30, but it won't tell me until like 6:45, 6:50. I'm like, what? So I miss the first parts of the video, and then I come in, I'm like, well, okay, it's totally different from what they were talking about. And so I have to like listen. But yeah, I'm gonna have to come back into the excuse me, into the lives and stuff. Yeah, Naima, she said, what? I love me some chocolate. Exactly. Like my mom has no issue with him, and I think that's because a lot of my aunties, both sides of my family, I mean, some people are married to white people just straight up, and then some people are married to foreign people from Africa or Asia, and then there's some people who are married to dark skinned people, light skinned people, brown skinned people. It doesn't, that I don't think that really matters as much. But you have women that in my family who are married to dark skinned men who still have an issue with dark skinned people. Like, it's just, I, I don't get it. Double C ADOS, good morning. How are you doing? Chosen One, what's going on? Miss Millie. Miss Millie. Not just you, Nicole. It happens to me. Yeah, okay. Alan Wiley, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, so it does happen to different people, and you see that in double C ADOS. I think you'll know what I'm talking about, because you have people, you've probably been around people from different strata throughout your city, and people who are at a higher level act one way, and people who are, I wouldn't say on a lower level, but people who are maybe having hard times. It's kind of weird how people that are having hard times, that people like there have been times I had hard times because I was like stubborn when I was younger, and I was like, I gotta get on my own. I'm gonna get on my own, and I did on my own and realized like I need to be with my family. But people that are from different walks of life in one city can have the same opinions about skin color. Like that kills me. I'm like, what the hell? You can have somebody that's dead broke who ain't got nothing that will be like, I don't deal with dark skinned people, man, fuck them, da 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 da. And then you got people that are high class. It's like, they won't say I don't deal with dark skinned people, fuck them, whatever. They'll just be like, oh well, where is he from? Where is he? Is he from the other side of the tracks, or is he? In other words, is he a lowly Negro? Like that type of thing. And I don't like the fact that people associate dark skin with lower class. Like, what the hell? Like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, like he said, they sure do. Yeah. Evo Mai, how are you doing? She laughing. Yeah, I try to see like what people are doing, because that does go into the octanes, understanding what level you're at. For men, I think it's important to understand the octanes, because then what type of woman you can have that will hold you down. It's not about, oh, what kind of woman can I have? What do you mean? What kind of woman can I have? You trying to say I can't have no woman? I'm trying to say, no, you can't have no woman, because certain women are not going to hold you down. If you are an 89 guy, I guess there's an octane for men, 89. If you're 89 or 92 guy, you probably won't want to be with the 85 or 87 woman, well, maybe 87, but because she's probably willing to come up on your level. But an 85 female who is like, or one of these women that's like a Diesel type female, or a Cardi B without the money type female, that's gonna run you ragged, because she gonna run through your money. She doesn't know how to be responsible with certain things. She gonna talk your ear off. She gonna just talk your head off. Your ass gonna be like, look, I'm done with this bitch. Like, I'm finished with her. You gonna end up punching her in the mouth, or something gonna happen. Something is going to happen, in my opinion. Like, I just see that like happening. She gonna be coming in your house. You gonna come home from a work trip, 2 days on a work trip, and you gonna come home. She gonna be there chilling. The door ain't gonna be locked. She gonna have friends there. You ain't gonna know the friends. Just people she met somewhere. Oh, I met them on a live. Like, okay, the hell, what the fuck they doing in my house? it's going to be a lot of issues. The ownership piece is going to be a problem, because if she's there living with you, or even if she's your wife, it's going to be a problem, because everything is pretty much yours and hers, but she's going to act like it's all hers. You know, what's hers is hers, and what's yours is hers. And when you have an 85 female, I think from my experience with friends who are 85s back in the day especially, oh my God, it was like they the biggest thing they would do to as a solution to an argument is to throw all his stuff out his house. Ladies, that ain't, if you gonna do that, you need to leave. You gonna throw all his stuff out his house, and then you gonna stay at the house. You're gonna get slapped. You're gonna get slapped. A dude might just slap you and punch you. I'm gonna throw your ass over the stairwell. I'm gonna throw your ass over the balcony, okay? By your weave, okay? You can, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. You not gonna do what you paying patty cake, bitch. Get the fuck over the stairwell. Well, you need to get out. Well, I'm taking the stairs. You right. You taking the stair. You taking the balcony. Get the fuck home. Like, that's me, okay? I do have a little anger tendencies, a bit of anger tendencies, and that's okay. I keep it tapped down a little bit. But if once somebody did that to me, oh, you about to be out of here. Your 24-inch weave, take that shit off. You about to go right over the thing, not the freeway, right over the balcony on the second floor. On the second floor. I'm not gonna do that. There are women who have done that, who've actually thrown the stuff out the man's house, and it's his house. You're not even living here. You're not even on the mortgage or the lease or whatever. Your stuff is here. That's it. You didn't have sense enough to just call an Uber and get the hell on. Like, come on. And I don't think that 92 women act that way, because it will be like, not only are you messing up your reputation with him, you're messing up your own spirit. You're messing up your own self. Now you have to go through the motions of getting over this situation that you caused. Now you have to, as a 92, this dude is going to talk. You're going to still be running in circles. If a 92 did this is what will happen. You're not going to be seen the same way in the circles with other 92s. Your reputation is going to be ruined. You're going to have to find a different circle of people. This could even affect your family, because your family knows his family more than likely. You're running in the same circles. So all of that is affected. It could affect your job. It could affect your business or whatever you have going on. So I don't see a 92 woman doing that. It has to be like some extreme measures. For instance, in my opinion, on Waiting to Exhale, Angela Bassett's character was probably like an 87 or 89. She was pretty much a stay-at-home mom. Did she have a business? I don't think she had a business. I think she was a stay-at-home mom, but she was educated, and she was holding it down for her husband. Burning up the car and all that stuff, and burn all his clothes in the car. That's some 85. That's some crazy shit. That's way off the rails. Like that's not even on the octane scale. You're like, I don't know, whatever they had before they had gasoline. That's what you are. Steam, I guess. If they had the steam engines and stuff, you're on the steam level. That was just way too far. That's not even on the scale yet. But that's the extreme, I guess, of an 85. In other words. What's going on, Ronan Martin? Ronan with that laugh. Volcanic gas. That's the volcanic ash. She burned up the car, the shit in the car. I'm like, what the hell? Like, that's something you probably would never see in real life. Well, Evo Mai, if you would probably be an 87 or 89 then. So that maybe that's something we have to do a hangout on. I'm gonna have to get Kevin Samuel's email. If y'all have his email, if you don't mind, if one of the, I guess I have to mod some people up, but I'll have to email him or send him a link or something. He might see the live and go from there. But maybe we need to do like a Octane breakdown or discussion or something. It's not nothing, you know, serious, based on what we see with Cardi B, based on what we see with, you know, different people out in the media, especially Cardi B. Like I have to do another live on that, because that bitch, that lady, I can't with her. I know Pharaoh, young Pharaoh, did a video. He broke down Cardi B, and he had some good points. You know, I appreciated the words he was saying on her. That was cool. Cardi B is oven soot. Cardi B is the oven soot, the soot that Corey be talking about. 85 is way too high for some. Oh wow, yeah, you're right, Alan. Yeah, that would be nice to get. Yeah, it would be nice to get understanding from a female's perspective, because a lot of the a lot of the perspectives have been given on from men. And when we were talking to Ja the other day, I could see where he would have trouble in like the dating world, because like I was saying, you know, on a date, if you're talking about the things he wanted to talk about on a first date, I'm not about to I'm not about to sit there and no. Like, you're supposed to keep a first date light. It's supposed to be like, oh, we talking about little things. He going in and talking about, oh, the man's responsibility. Like, this ain't Dr. Phil and Oprah. Like, what you talking about? This ain't Montel. Come on. But anyway, it's getting late, y'all. It's almost an hour. I'm trying to keep my streams hour or less. Hopefully one day I'll do like really short streams, you know. But I thought this is an important topic. Just thoughts from me as a 92, quote unquote. But yeah, first dates is supposed to be light and fun, not military. Child died. Right. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe out there. Once again, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, Country 92, damn it. Yeah, check the replay out. Y'all hit that like button before I turn this off. I will holler at y'all. Check out the link in the description box. The video the link was sent to me from Inner Beauty TV by Nicole Michelle. Y'all check out her channel. And you know, I'm out. I holler at y'all. I'll be back probably like maybe this evening or afternoon. I don't know. You just stay tuned to my channel and see what's up. But I'm out. Peace.